You know how if your credit card gets, hacked, your account gets hacked or stolen, and they charge you a bunch of stuff on it. Usually you don't find out immediately, of course, right? You weren't paying attention and the credit card company didn't see anything out of the ordinary. So a couple days goes by, or a week, whatever it is, you figure it out. Oh my God, call the credit card company. My account's been hacked. Okay, they shut it down. Yeah, we see if about $1,500 was charged fraudulently. We'll go ahead and remove that. Your account's good. Everything's fine. Okay, thank you. Bangladesh has, funds, dollars, parked in the New York Federal Reserve. Their account got hacked, and I say 100 million. I don't know what the total amount they have there is, but 100 million of their dollars. Matter of fact, I believe it's in the billions that they had. 100 million was transferred out of their account at the New York Federal Reserve by, get ready for this, Chinese hackers did it. And Bangladesh says, well, it was fraud. We want our money back. Federal Reserve says, well, we don't see anything fraudulent. There's nothing wrong with our systems. In other words, someone used the right name and password and whatnot, so, sorry. And I thought, as soon as I saw the headline at Zero Hedge, what movie does this remind me of? Friday. When Red has to go ask Debo for his bike back. And I want you to just picture Red is Bangladesh and Debo is the banksters, the Federal Reserve. Because that's pretty much the response thus far that Bangladesh got. So Zero Hedge says, where's our 100 million? Furious, Bangladesh holds Fed responsible for historic theft. Someone at the New York Fed messed up. On February 5th, Bill Dudley was penetrated when hackers of supposed Chinese origin stole $100 million from accounts belonging to the Bangladesh Central Bank. As Zero Hedge reported on Tuesday, the money was apparently channeled to the Philippines, where it was sold on the black market and funneled to local casinos. After the casino laundering, it was sent back to the same black market FX broker or Forex broker, who promptly moved it to overseas accounts within days. Obviously, that's hilarious, not to mention extremely embarrassing for the New York Fed. Here's what the Fed had to say yesterday about the mishap. New York Fed says, has been working with Bangladesh Central Bank on issue of lost funds. New York Fed says problematic Bangladesh Central Bank payment instructions fully authenticated by Swift messaging system. Right. Someone in the Philippines requested $100 million through Swift from Bangladesh's Forex reserves. Nothing suspicious about that. Some 250 central banks, governments, and other institutions have foreign accounts at the New York Federal Reserve, which is near the center of the global financial system, Reuters notes. The accounts hold mostly U.S. Treasuries and agency debt, and requests for funds arrive and are authenticated by a so-called SWIFT network that connects banks. Well, as it turns out, Bangladesh doesn't agree that the Fed isn't ultimately culpable. We kept money with the Federal Reserve Bank, and irregularities must be with the people who handle the funds there. Finance Minister Abdul Muhith said on Wednesday. It can't be that they don't have any responsibility, he said. Oh, yes, it can, because you are Bangladesh and you are dealing with the New York Fed, or DEBO, a thoroughly corrupt institution which can do and say whatever the hell it wants. If you think anyone at 33 Liberty cares about a lousy 100 million that went missing from the account of a country that most Americans only know exists because they checked the care label on their laundry, you are sorely mistaken. As Bloomberg notes, a Federal Reserve Bank of New York spokeswoman said on Monday there was no sign its systems had been hacked after Bangladesh bank reported the missing funds. There is no evidence that any Fed systems were compromised, the spokeswoman said. Right. Well, yes, there is evidence that the Fed systems were compromised because $100 million was stolen from Bangladesh and the money ended up in the Philippine casinos. Mr. Muhith plans to seek legal recourse to recover the funds, although it wasn't immediately clear who he'll target. The Chinese hackers, the Philippine black market forex brokers, or Bill Dudley at the Federal Reserve. In any event, the Fed is sticking with its story. There was no penetration. Reminds me of Bill Clinton. I did not have sex with that woman. To date, there is no evidence of any attempt to penetrate Federal Reserve systems. From Bangladesh bank statement, it has been possible to recover a portion of the amount hacked from Bangladesh Bank's reserve account in the United States. Bangladesh Financial Intelligence Unit is engaged with the Philippines Anti-Money Laundering Authority to trace the destination of the remaining amount and recover the same. In the meantime, the Philippines Anti-Money Laundering Authority filed a case in that country and obtained a court order to freeze the concerned bank accounts. Wise decision. So someone writes, some folks have Corzine, some folks central bank liquidity. John Corzine, MF Global, anyone? That's an allocated account, Bangladesh. We're going to go bet on some casino stuff going on. We're going to bet black 14, the little, we're going to play the wheel, roulette, maybe a little blackjack. It's on Bangladesh's, it's on the account, Bangladesh's Seabass. So if that gentleman back there is Seabass, then I guess he's going to pay the bill. Seabass said that? That gentleman back there, Seabass, then yes. Seabass? Okay. Chinese hackers. The club will stop at nothing.